Hello guys and welcome to Zerra's channel, and today I've been thinking to talk about tier 7 premium ships. And I would like to say that even though, don't get me wrong, at tier 9 we have the best credit maker and probably the most expensive premium ship, it's the USS Missouri. You will earn most credits and probably even most experience. However, we have a lot of tier 8 premium ships. Unfortunately, my own experience tells you that it's different matchmaking at tier 8. You're often gonna face tier 10s, more than often, and very few times you are the top dog at tier 8. So today I will only talk about tier 7's premium ships. Why? In my opinion, it's the sweet spot. You have most fun and you feel very strong. And I could say that some premium ships, they are strong even if you are just sometimes going versus tier 8. That's my personal opinion. So let's no more further ado, let's talk about the destroyers. At this destroyers we have the Leningrad at tier 7, no doubt the best premium destroyer at tier 7. I know there's USS Sims, I know it's a Bliska. I own Bliska, I know exactly what I'm talking about. The only kind of a problem with Bliska, and I'll come very close, it's lacks of torpedo fire power. You have 8 kilometers torps, but the only problem, you have only 6, 3 in each side, and for me that it's a goddamn joke. However, Leningrad does have 8 torpedoes with very good torpedo range. It is 8 kilometers, I do believe, right? 8 kilometers, 60 knots. They do 15,100, which they are pretty hard hitting torps, and I'm not talking about the best. But what makes this destroyer very short, it's the best destroyer at tier 7. She has speed, very good concealment and firepower. I'm not talking about the, of course, Bliskavica has 7 guns, but when they hit goddamn hard. You have the speed, you have the guns, you have the torpedoes above. I mean, much better than most of tier 7 destroyers. And since the Wargaming nerfed the Shiratsuyu, when you have to choose between smoke or torpedo reload, it's kind of a kill the ship so much that basically it's not what you was used to be, a very strong destroyer. This is the king of all tier 7, no doubt about it. You may argue that the Sims is also good. The problem with Sims has one of the worst torpedo in this game, very slow. I know that you have good smoke and decent guns, but in my opinion it's not even close to this destroyer. Let's move on because we are already done with the tier 7 destroyers. We'll go very fast, very fast towards the best. Tier 7, because I don't believe, yeah, you know what, let's talk about very short. We have at tier 7 Indianapolis, which got buffed in concealment and the radar. Her biggest straight, oh man, this takes forever, come on, for crowd out loud. Indianapolis, sorry, it's I don't know, it's my internet connection or something. Not a bad cruiser if you know how to handle, and probably her biggest strength, it's the radar, together with this, if you have this new rare consumable there, you buff your radar range, not the range, I'm talking about the consumable time. Yeah, she's strong. I'm not saying that by far overpowered, no, it's not. lacks in armor, her sights, and the detection what it kills this ship. Honestly, you'll be very easily to get detected, and all battleship will just you have hard to dodge and bounce anything. It's maybe very light squishy cruiser, and for that reason, because of the concealment and so on, I don't think she is any good cruiser. Of course, you can have a lot of fun with her. She could work in some maps. Unfortunately, she is by far not the best. And then we'll also go to Tech Tree, and we are going to her. Okay, sorry about that. We're going to Atlanta. Atlanta, same thing goes here, guys. She's a very, very squishy. You're basically a destroyer hunter with the radar and decent, but the only kind of a big problem with her, you can have angle. No matter what angle you are, the best shield you have, it's one island, and then when enemy is pushing, yes, you have torps, and you have one ridiculous strong thing, and that is your AA. Otherwise, in some maps, it's just hard to do well in this cruiser. So yeah. When we are still here, there's one thing I like to say about the Saipan. By far the best aircraft carrier in this game, tier for tier. You have tier 9 planes, and everybody who has this ship, it's saying the same thing. I don't own her, but I do believe that my friends who I used to play a lot of games together with, it's absolutely the best aircraft carrier tier for tier, premium ones, because of those stupidly fast and very strong. And you do your fighters, if you know how to do versus all tier 7 fighters, you're gonna just wreck them in pieces, basically, because you're not losing any plane when you're press the draft. You know what I'm talking about. So we have here the #1 king of all tier 7's aircraft carrier. Let's move on to cruisers. Tech Tree, and now we are going to UK, and we have, guys, the winner, the Belfast. The Belfast, in my opinion, absolutely the best cruiser of all tier 7 premium ships by far. It's because stupid those consumables, hydro, smoke, radar, and concealment. I honestly believe the only really scary part, and this is many destroyer kind of forget why it's so dangerous. The minute, if you have a good captain, the minute you are spotted by other destroyer, you know what she can do? She can just slow down, pop her smoke, and pop the radar, and then you as a destroyer, you're screwed, because the difference between her concealment and the radar are what, 100 or 200 meters. Just I would like to see her concealment. Her concealment is 8.7. Her radar, guys, it's 8.5, 8.49. So the difference is actually only 201 meters. So while you're slowing down and pop the smoke, that destroyer is within radar range. That is the reason #1. She is by far the best destroyer killer in this game, because of her stupid good concealment and radar and hydro. So all those tools makes her the #1. Alright, guys, this is not something focus. Let's go on, because the most interesting thing is, guys, it's the battleship, and this is what I would like to say about. Now, because of the matchmaking, me personally, I do believe that me Zerra channel stocking, you will have more fun playing with your tier 7 premium battleship than you are versus, let's say, tier 8s or higher premium ships. Why? It's because maybe as much as 60 to 70% of all your games, I repeat, as much as 70% of all your games, you are top dog, which basically means, guys, that you will shoot other tier 7s, tier 6 and tier 5 battleships. And same thing goes for cruiser, for poor devils. Do I recommend this ship? Yes, if you like warspite. Yes, if you like big massive HP pool. And of course she does have one very strange powerful AA, as long as you don't receive a lot of damage towards your you know, those launchers, you know, those what you have here. Basically you're gonna wreck close, very close range, especially dive bombers. Our biggest strength is against dive bombers, because dive bombers have to come so close, all the way to point blank range to use the planes. And if early in the game you're trying to strike HMS Hood, you're doing wrong thing, because you might lose all your goddamn planes, every single one of them. It's so stupidly strong versus dive bombers. However, for a torpedo bomber, it's a different story. The biggest downside with her, it lacks in firepower. Okay, you have big punchy guns, but the problem with the guns you have when you're selling straight, only 4. And even if you've shown perfect broadside and you are a one goddamn big target, it's 4 guns. 4 guns for tier 7, it's not good enough for me, even though it's a very punchy. And of course the big downside, it's her sides, but also the turning radius. You turn as a brake, as a, I don't know, it's very, very sluggish in my opinion. And turret traverse speed are also kind of slow. So those two kills the ship. Otherwise she's not bad. She's a upgraded warspite and hard hitting, yes, but not as many guns. However, we have a new brother from another, or a brother from another mother. Touch 3, and there it's HMS Nelson. Now, if you own this ship, please let me know what do you think. I honestly believe this ship, premium ship, has the most hard-hitting guns of all tier 7 premium ships. In my opinion, she is not overpowered. There's 2 things bad about her, really bad. She's slow ship versus HMS Hood and some other tier 7 battleship. You are one of the slowest battleships. At I don't know what's the speed. I honestly believe it's only 24 knots. Kind of slow, right? You have very high citadel. Let's talk about her citadel. And 32, okay, that's not bad. 32. Oh, 25, that is bad. 32. 16. But you know what? Her citadel, it's kind of high and big. And what I'm trying to say, guys, it's that when you're showing your sides, you'll be heavily punished by everyone, every single ship that you can face. However, if you know how to play this ship, this is one hell of a hard-hitting battleship. I honestly believe she has one of the biggest firepower if you're hitting with all your shells. Just, you know, example. However, I would like to say, because of her speed, because of her really bad AA, and her, how should I say, there's a lot of stuff to shoot, you know, her sides. I'm talking about how up in the water she is. You have very easy to shoot her and do a lot of damage, but she has one cork. I honestly believe it's close to HMS Lion's heal, stupid good heal, which makes her a tough nut to crack, and I honestly believe it's absolutely a beast when you're top dog. You're gonna wreck all tier 6, tier 5's ships like there's no tomorrow. That's my personal opinion. But I do not rank this ship as the number 1. Even though I cannot say too much, I will just sing a lot of videos, and I actually play with my friends which own her, and she has her strength and her weakness. But now, guys, we are taking close to what we have. We have the Germans. Scharnhorst. Now, what do I honestly believe about the Scharnhorst? Absolutely fantastic. In my gut feelings, and I'm very honestly with you guys, this is the best battle cruiser in this game by far. Her kind of a weakness, she struggle versus other battleships. You're never gonna do those 20,000 damage one salvo. You can just forget it. You can never ever gonna do that. Even though if you're gonna hit all your 9 guns, those 20,000 damage salvo are not existed. I did never manage. Probably you guys can aim better, I don't know. But her strength, it's that she does not lack in anything. What do you mean, Zerra? She is one hell of a tough nut to crack. I'm not saying that you're gonna sell like this and you're not gonna be punished, because there's a lot of stuff going on. But she has, if you put just very fast, guys, I would like to say the upgrades, the upgrades. If you spec her versus AA, I have her in 70 in AA, which makes her and the sister ship Gneiss now the best AA battleship at tier 7. 70 in AA. But I do not recommend. I still, because this is a German vessel, I still think the aiming system modification 1, it's the best. She has very fast to the traverse speeds, close to a cruiser. Long range, close to 19. What's her range? 19.9. So very long range shooter. And but the best thing, and this is kind of for me, she feels just dream of a battleship in some way. Her speed, guys, it's just phenomenal. I'm talking about the 30 knots plus you have this option to have the flag. You can sell, I do believe, around 32 knots for a battleship. Yeah. No, seriously, guys, her toughness. If you're selling versus US, Japanese battleships, and some other Germans, of course, you're not gonna do a whole lot of damage. Or if you have perfect angle like this or like this, you will bounce so many shells like it's not even fun how strong this ship is. However, the way I play it, when I see a Nagato or a Colorado or any other battleship, I have to be a little bit careful versus Gneiss now, and a little bit careful about this Mutsu when I'm brawling. But otherwise, the battleship, in my opinion, it's your food and target, and you have the speed to come as fast as you can versus them, and they have kind of hard to sail away from you. That's the thing. you have torpedoes, but it's not the torpedo will gonna wreck all the battleship in versus you. What I'm trying to say, guys, she has one of the best tier 7 secondary. With adrenaline rush, those guns will reload like there's no tomorrow how fast. And if the secondary will not put your enemy on fire, your guns will do. And if the guns you won't do the job, your torpedo will definitely make the flooding. So all those three combined, firepower, torpedo power, and secondary power, will melt your enemy when they are trying to brawl you. This is the last tier 7 and guys now that you want to brawl versus. And something else that kind of many people kind of forgot. Her torpedo, it's exactly in the middle, which basically means if you're just selling like this, all you have to do just slightly, I'm talking about just slightly, move a little bit aside and that torpedo will come versus you. You don't have to sell like Mutsu, just dead on in the middle to send your torps. No. This is a German versus. This is what makes her very easy to judge and send the damn torps. Your angle, the torpedo fire angle, that's what I'm trying to say. And all that together, in my opinion, overall makes her the best premium ship in this game, especially tier for tier. So please let me know what you think about my theory. Do you agree with me? Do you think that I was completely wrong about the destroyer Leningrad, the battleship Scharnhorst, and cruiser Belfast? That's all I'd like to say for now. Please guys, subscribe to my channel, leave your comment below, and always, captains, fair seas and goodbye.